Hello, fellow clash-a-holics. This is your old friend Crunchy Frog here, and today we're going to be doing another thing that is very frowned upon, but that free-to-play clash-a-holics like myself, and maybe even you, have to do on occasion. And that thing is called dropping trophies. Because as you play the game, you'll notice that you gain trophies. If you're at all decent or consistent, you're going to keep gaining those trophies, and you're going to find yourself high up in trophies where your opponents are going to be people who are very active and they spend all their loot, and thus they have very little loot to give to you. And so occasionally you have to drop those trophies to get down to a level to where people don't spend all their money on builders, or their collectors just accumulate a lot of loot in them. And so they're big fat prizes for you to come along and get loot from. And I've noticed at Spacker LeChuck lately, this is one of my main accounts, I've been having a hard time finding loot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop trophies. Take note of how few trophies, or how few gold and elixir are available here. So I'm going to just go through a session here real quick to show you how I drop trophies. I also use sneaky goblins for this. Now I'm not going to go breaking open walls and doing a bunch of fancy stuff. I'm just going to get a little quick loot, and I'm going to surrender. Go back home. Attack again. Do the same thing. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time looking for stuff or trying to find loot, but I will deploy sneaky goblins around the edge of the base, just so I can pick up some stray loot as I go. I'm just be careful not to get a star. And there we go. See, I picked up a decent little amount of loot there. It's not that bad. And I go back in, and I just keep doing this over and over again, and I just drop trophies. I take some loot from these bases, and in exchange, I give them trophies, and I give them successful defenses. So it's kind of a fair trade-off. And I realize that this is probably not the most exciting thing, but I figured I would go ahead and talk to you for a little while I did it. Tomorrow's Mother's Day, and we hopefully all love our mothers. So I'm probably going to be spending some time hanging out with good old Mom. Of course, I spend time with my mother regularly anyway, because we make kombucha together. She is very into kombucha. And in case you don't know what kombucha is, it's a very healthy drink, and it's made by fermenting tea. It has a very tiny little bit of alcohol in it, so don't think that we're, sitting around getting all drunk on kombucha. But it's a very delicious drink, and it's really good for your intestinal health. It also reduces inflammation and has all kinds of positive health benefits. So we make our own because when you make your own kombucha, it's actually a lot healthier, and it actually tastes a lot better than kombucha that you buy at the stores. Because they have to add certain additives to kombucha to preserve it during shipping. You know how it goes. And so all natural homemade kombucha is just the thing. But anyway, my mother and I, once every week and a half, we brew up a big 2-gallon batch, and then we share it over the next week and a half. And just recently, we discovered that by adding a little ginger and pineapple into the second fermentation, it makes for just about the best kombucha we've ever had. And what we use is fresh pineapple. After you make the original fermentation, you you pour the raw kombucha into separate little bottles, and then you add freshly cut pineapple and some ginger, and then you let it sit in the dark, warm area, closed up for 2 days. Going in and burping the bottles once every 24 hours. And after 2 days, your kombucha has also picked up a lot of fizziness, so it's almost like a soda. It's real. It's not. I wouldn't say it's carbonated, but it's real fizzy. It's real good. But anyway, my mother and I are pretty close. We weren't that close when I was a teenager, but as I've gotten older, I found that my mother is a very dear and wonderful person, and all the strictness of my youth was just her looking out for me and wanting me to turn out to be a good person. But anyway, I figured I'd talk about that a little bit while we drop medals. I haven't been keeping too close a track, but I find that the Crystal Leagues are the place where the loot is plentiful. And that really is a good thing when you're a loot farmer like myself, and you're a greedy free-to-play player who needs a lot of loot. And my not Crunchy Frog, but my Spacker LeChuck base is currently getting very close to the point where everything is going to be upgraded except for the walls. And you know, you need a lot of loot to upgrade those walls. And then I'll be advancing on to Town Hall level 15. And I am very much looking forward to that. I do have a Town Hall 15 rushed base, but my Spacker base is a base that I've been doing it the right way, upgrading everything the traditional way that everybody approves of. I'm not saying that rushing is wrong. You do whatever makes you feel happy, but I find that it's more satisfying to just do it the old-fashioned way and upgrade everything. That way you don't feel so overwhelmed, you know, when your base has no defenses and your troop levels are low. I would suggest if you rush, that you don't rush your offense. At least get your offense all caught up before you go to the next level. I mean, otherwise you're going to be in deep trouble trying to take out higher level bases with no troops. So anyway, look, I already got a notification. I've been demoted to Champion 3. But anyway, when you go at this pace and you just quickly spam some sneaky goblins around the edge just to pick up some loot, you end up with full storages and fewer medals, and everybody's happy. And it really doesn't take that long. One of these days, I'll probably, I don't know, do some trophy pushing and, you know, get one of my accounts into Legend League. But the thing, I have a problem with Legends League. So I've heard that you can only do 8 attacks a day in Legends League. And I'm sorry, but I don't like the idea of being limited to how many attacks I can do in a day. I mean, I get there's some kind of a feeling of prestige by having a whole bunch of medals and being in Legends League. But you know, I'm not after prestige. I'm after having a good time. And what I like to do is I like to attack bases as much as I want to and farm loot. But you can't really do that in Legends League. You can't really go out farming with sneaky goblins, now can you? Or you won't be in Legends League for very long. They'll give you the boot. But anyway, I'll probably be doing this, you know, for maybe half an hour at a time. Dropping those medals, picking up a little loot along the way. And the next time you see this Spacker LeChuck base, he's going to be in one of the Crystal Leagues. Conversely, I'm going to be trying to get some of my Town Hall 8s, my little baby bases, into the Crystal League, but I'll be pushing trophies up to get there because there's a big gem reward. And my little Town Hall 8 bases, they need gems to get that 5th builder. They all have their 4 builders now, but they need the 5th one. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a good time, and maybe this little method of dropping trophies will help you out and make trophy dropping just a little bit more fun and profitable for you. But anyway, I hope you're having fun, and I will see you in the next video. This is your old friend Crunchy Frog, and I'm signing out. Have a good one.